Today we shall discuss. This is a video 7 subject, engineering 7 subject, electrical subject. That is a reactive power control in electric power system. This is subject name. In that first model, I have explained in completely. That is now we shall discuss regarding module 2. Okay, the module 2 is a theory of steady state reactive power in uncompensated transmission line. The fundamental requirements in AC power transmission. The fundamental, what the first topic is the fundamental requirements in AC power transmission. They may ask question like this: what are the requirements to be satisfied for bulk power transmission by AC? Explaining brief. Okay. For each topic, I'll upload the each video because the to in order to know the name of the video, okay, what I am explaining, I cannot type the overall topics in the YouTube, right? So if for each topic I'll mention, um, for each topic I'll upload the separate videos, okay. First topic is, that is, what are the requirements to be satisfied for bulk power transmission by AC? Explaining brief. The two fundamental requirements. What are the two fundamental requirements? You may think that mainly it is required for power transmission. Okay. First is stable, right? Whatever, even any system, we check the stability. Okay. Even major synchronous machines. First point is the major synchronous machines must remain stable in synchronism. That is what major synchronous machines must remain stable in synchronism. The major synchronous, what are the major synchronous transmission system? One is generator and another is synchronous condenser. Okay, the major synchronous machines in a transmission is, one is generator and another one is synchronous condenser. The main concept here, stability. Stability is nothing but it is a tendency of the power system to continue to operate steadily in the, even in the faults, occur minor faults, it may be a major disturbances, like that. Even though there is some problem in the system, it should run or it should operate steadily. That is what the stability. Okay. Stability is the tendency. It is the tendency of the power system to continue to operate steadily in the intended mode. It is also a measure of the inherent ability of the system to it should recover from the major disturbances or minor disturbances to normal operation. That is what, to recover from disturbances as well as from and one of the limit to the utilization of a transmission line is that they have given length of the line, the stability tends to become less as the transmitted power is increased. For example, there's a 200-kilometer transmission line. For that, we can, example I am saying, we can send the power transmission 10 kilowatt. According to the 10 kilowatt, they choose the cable. Okay. So that's why if we go on increasing the transmission power, if that is actually planned for 10 kilowatt, but due to some load, due to the load, heavy load, due to increase in the load, we are sending more transmission. Then if we increase the 10 to 15, now 15 to 20, there is a, for the capacity of the transmission line will be a limit. Okay. If we go on increasing the transmission power, then what happens? The stability will go on reducing. The stable condition will reduce. Okay, the stability of the transmission lines will reduce. If the power could be gradually increased, a level would be reached. After some certain value, the system will become suddenly unstable. Next, the steady state stability limit. It is a steady state limit is a maximum power that can be transferred without the system becoming unstable. The steady state stability limit means what is that limit? Maximum power, how much we can transfer without becoming the unstable. Okay. That means even though if we increase the load, the system should not become unstable. What is the particular final limit, the maximum limit for that line? Okay, that is what that we call as a steady state stability limit. It is not practical to operate a transmission system too near to its steady state stability limit. There must be a margin in the power transfer to allow for disturbances. It may be such as load changes, faults, and switching operations, or it may be creations. Right here, what they're saying is there must be a margin. Okay, margin power. What do you mean by margin power? There is an extra. Margin is nothing but an extra amount. Okay, extra power we need. Okay, for example, load is increasing. Okay, load is increasing and load is 10 kilowatt, but it is increased to 15 kilowatt. But the generation is 10 kilowatt. So in order to balance the load, we need an extra 5. So always we should have the margin, that is a depends upon we need to have a more generation in order to balance the load, because load will not be constant at the time. Today it may be a 10 kilowatt, tomorrow it may be a 15 kilowatt, because nowadays we are using the electricity for everything. We are using the electricity even for kitchen, many for cooking too, even for washing, okay, even nowadays electric vehicle, buses, right? We are more preference is electricity. We are nowadays using a more electricity, right? So in order to the load will not decrease, right? Day by day it will increase only. So we should have the generation. So that is what margin, we should have the extra generation. We should estimate the load. It may increase, it will not decrease. Okay, maybe due to some fault it may decrease. If any generation, if, for example, two generations are there, right? If one generation it may become shut down due to some problem, then we should have the extra support to that. Okay, in homes we will use a UPS. If any power cut, we will use a UPS, right? So that is what margin. In determining an appropriate margin, that to determine the exact margin concept, that can be determined by using the transient and dynamic stability. Okay, the transmission system is said to be a dynamically stable if it recovers the normal operation minor disturbances. From minor disturbances to, if it recover the normal operation, if it come back to normal operation, that can be said as dynamically stable condition. Okay, the degree of dynamic stability can be expressed in terms of rate of damping of the transient components of voltage and current, load angle of the synchronous machines. Next, a system has a transient stability if it can recover normal operation. That is, the following is specified major disturbances. Major disturbances, it may be a major circuit or a failure of a major plant, such as generator, overline, or transformer. Next is a second point, that is a second fundamental requirement is voltages must be kept near to their weighted values. Modern power system nowadays, what we are using, modern power system is not very tolerant to the voltage variations or abnormal voltages. Okay, nowadays we are TV size has been reduced. That means minor things we are using, minor equipments we are using, that cannot tolerate the voltage variations, right? Even for a short period also. Modern power system are not very tolerant of abnormal voltages, even for a minor seconds or even for a short period like that. Under voltage, what do you mean by under voltage? It may occur due to the shortage of generation, or due to the heavy loading, and that means under voltage. The generation is less, okay, the load is high. So this is what under voltage. The generation is less and the load is increasing. Okay, that is what saying under voltage, which is generally associated with the shortage of generation, and it will cause a degradation in the performance of loads, particularly induction motors. And heavily loaded system, under voltage may be an indication that the load is approaching the steady state stability limit. If suddenly, that is what we have taken examples, right? The load is suddenly increased. For arc furnace, the load will not be constant. Arc furnace plant. Okay, some industries will not have a constant voltage level. The plants will be like that. The company will be like that. The voltage will be variation depending upon the machines, right? In arc furnace, there will be not constant voltage because it will be a varying, and it cannot tolerate the abnormal voltages like that. Okay, and due to that condition, if go on increasing the load, if generation is less, then that will cause a under voltage. That is called as a under voltage. Okay, now over voltage, the load is less, generation is high. That is what a over voltage. Mm, that is generation is high and the load is less. Okay, that is what over voltage. Reverse under voltage. Generation is less, load is high. Okay, that is what over voltage is dangerous condition because of the risk of flashover or the breakdown of insulation. Overvoltage arises from several causes. Sudden overvoltage can result from a disconnecting of a loads or other equipments, while overvoltages of extreme rapidly and severity can be caused by line switching operations, faults, and lightning. For example, three lines are there. If any one line fault occurs, then the current will go to this line, then this will cause a overload. That is what they are saying. And it may cause to due to by line switching operations, faults, or due to the lightning also happens. In long distance transmission system, the Ferranti effect would limit the power transfer and the transmission distance. If no compensating measures were taken, if we have if we don't use a compensating devices, then there is a Ferranti effect will occur in the long transmission system. Okay, long distance transmission system. What do you mean by Ferranti effect? At the receiving end side, there will be a high voltage. At the receiving end, there will be a high voltage. Okay, that is what Ferranti effect. In next class, we shall discuss regarding the this you can read by yourself, so I'll not explain in detail. So mm, I'll explain fundamental transmission line equation.